Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I hope you've had or are having a fantastic day if you're new around here. Welcome. My name is Salam, the teenager who talks about teenage stuff because there simply isn't enough of it on the internet. If you guys do happen to be new around here, I'd appreciate it so much if you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps support the channel. Guys, your support has been absolutely insane recently. I can't thank you guys enough. Now, a lot of you guys out there are students and you're probably on your summer breaks. And if you are, then I sincerely hope you're having a fantastic summer vacation. You guys deserve it after the year we've all been through. But one of the traps that a lot of us tend to fall into quite easily is the trap of procrastination. God damn you, procrastination. Now, in order for you guys to have the most productive summer possible, I thought I'd give you guys some great activities that you can try out over your summer breaks, maybe to help you prep for the next academic year or to pass some time in a more productive way than, just watching Netflix and YouTube 24/7. It can be really hard to stay productive during summer, especially when you've got all your friends wanting to hang out with you all the time, late nights and whatnot, but it is important that we do make some time to spend on some productive activities in order to make sure that we're not absolutely screwed for the next academic year when we realize we've missed approximately 8 deadlines. Anyways, enough of the intro. Let's get started with tip number 1, which is grab your Kindle or grab any other book for that matter. It's important that you guys stay reading, keep reading during the summer break in order for you to expand that vocabulary and not forget how to use the English language. On a serious note though, the Kindle is a great investment for all you students out there. As I've mentioned in a couple of my other videos, notably the one about the Kindle, which I'll link up there, it eliminates the friction to reading. And what I mean by this is that if you just constantly keep a Kindle on your desk, it's pretty cool. It's a piece of tech. I know all students out there, well, most students out there love tech. If you just keep this on your bedside table, you'll go like, oh, hey, let me pick up the Kindle, let me read a couple chapters of this novel that I just bought. Also, Kindle books are really cheap, so if you find yourself going to a bookstore and having to pick up a book for, like 12 euros, you'll probably be able to find that exact same book on the Kindle store for about 4 euros. So you'll save yourself some money as well if you invest in a Kindle. Enough about the Kindle though, this isn't a Kindle advertisement. It is really important that you do get some reading done. Maybe if you're going into a new course, you might want to get some pre-reading done. We'll be talking about pre-reading a little later on in this video, but it is a great productive activity you can do in the summer. If you do have a reading list as well, you can make a reading list. You can actually make several reading lists on the Kindle. You can start checking those books off over the summer because you have a lot of time to get through all those novels that you wanted to. Productive activity number 2 is picking up a musical instrument. You can see in the background right there, I've talked about this a lot. Learning how to play a musical instrument is fantastic, especially for enhancing your cognitive ability and your creativity. It's been proved in multiple scientific studies. Not only that, playing a musical instrument will also improve your coordination and dexterity, especially if you play something like the guitar, which has a massive fretboard, or the piano, which has a lot of keys. That will translate over to a lot of other things you do in your life, such as playing sports. Playing an instrument is also a really good escape from your work, and it's still productive, so you don't have to feel like a complete piece of crap. Productive activity number 3, and this is probably going to be the most beneficial to you guys in the long term, and that's to practice a healthy eating regime and also start exercising more regularly. I know it can be hard to motivate yourself. I've had those days too, but practicing a good eating regime and finding an exercise routine that you can stick to will be really beneficial for your health in the long run. And there's no better time to do it than summer. You've got a lot of time, you've got a lot of time to practice a lot of different things. You can try new activities, you can find things that work for you. And I'm not talking about going to the gym. No. It can be really intimidating going to the gym for the first time. It can be any form of exercise. You can even go for a short 5-minute walk in the morning, just as long as you're moving around burning those calories. Just make sure you're following someone reliable and reputable in the fitness industry, not someone that's looking to make money off of you selling you magic fat burners. As for diet, that is a long discussion for a completely another video, but just make sure you know the basics. You can easily find them off of YouTube. Productive activity number 4 is to learn how to internally motivate yourself. And I know this one's a little strange. If you find that you succumb to procrastination quite easily, it can be worth exploring a couple different avenues about how you can internally motivate yourself. It's different for everyone. I have a different internal motivation. The person next door to me has a completely different internal motivation. When I say internal motivation, I'm talking about the reason as to why you might want to go do something. Why are you going to pick yourself up and go to the gym? Why are you going to finally get that piece of work done? Well, that's up to you to find that why. Now, when I say internal motivation, it doesn't need to be something complicated or something super spiritual or mentally challenging. No, it doesn't, because that's not the point of internal motivation. It can be as simple as writing something down, and that might be enough to get you going. The beginning's hard, and it sucks, especially if you're trying to learn something new, but if you manage to find a method, either externally or internally, you manage to find the willpower to actually go and do something and stick to it for a little while, once you get the ball rolling, it becomes a lot easier, trust me. Productive activity number 5, and this one may appear a little counterproductive at first, but it is to find some time for rest, because you need it. You cannot be going at it at 110% every single day. It's literally impossible. You're gonna burn yourself out, and early burnout is never good. Especially for all you NYP students, A-level students, and well, I can relate to all the IB students out there after finishing the first year of the IB. I was totally drained, and it's super important that you take some time off and actually rest and give yourself some time to recover. It sounds stupid, but there's an art to relaxation. I don't know if any of you guys out there feel it as well, but if I go to the beach and I have some underlying work that I need to finish, I can't stop thinking about that work at the beach. I'm still trying to find out how to fully switch off and how to fully relax, but well, it is hard. It's harder than you think, but it's important that you do your best and try to take that well-deserved time off, because everyone needs a rest. You can't keep going like a machine 24/7. Productive activity number 6, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, is to pre-read on some of your courses. I've seen a lot of kids in the younger grades start pre-reading for their IB courses, and that is fantastic. There is nothing better you can do to give yourself an advantage than do some pre-reading for each of the subjects that you've selected. If you want to find some great resources on where you can do some pre-reading, check it out, top link in the corner right there. We talked about all the great IB websites that are available for you guys out there. Doing some pre-reading actually allows you to find out whether a course is right for you. A lot of the times, students at the end of year 11 just pick courses based on the criteria that they need to fill without having a clue as to what the course entails. So doing some pre-reading and kind of eliminating the courses that you don't want to do allows you to make those changes early on. If you pick the subject and you find out, oh, well, I'm not going to be interested in this subject, you can make that change at the beginning of year 12, no problem, and you'll be on track for the rest of the 2 years. Doing some pre-reading should raise some questions in your head as well. You shouldn't be able to get the course material instantly once you read it, unless you're a genius, in which case, my props to you. But if you do come up with these questions, you can ask them to your teacher in class, and it'll allow you to solidify the information rather than learn the information from scratch in class and then have to go through it again when you either get back home or a few weeks down the line. Productive activity number 7. It's quite cheesy, but I believe it still holds some value, and it's to redecorate your room. And no, I'm not talking about redecorating your room just to make it look more pretty. Sure, you can do it for that reason as well, but redecorating your room helps you take your mind off of work. That's why I believe it's so valuable, because it acts as a substitute for your work. Instead of focusing on your work, you're focusing on something else that's more productive, like redecorating your room. It'll help you make your room either prettier or more organized, something along those lines. And it doesn't have to be redecorating your room either. It can just be another activity maybe around the house that you've been slacking on for a little while. You can get that done, and you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're getting something organized in a more effective manner, and you're also taking that well-needed time to relax and rest. Taking some well-needed time off of work will drastically help improve your energy levels, as well as help you regain back some of that motivation that you might have lost doing all that strenuous work earlier on. And finally, productive activity number 8 is to start thinking about your future aspirations, your goals, and where you might want to be after high school. It can be quite a scary time, especially once you start to approach the end of your high school career. You're a student, you don't know what you want to do with your life, but trust me, that's okay. We've all been there at some point. To help you start thinking about where you want to go in the future, it's worth thinking about what you actually want to do, not what someone else wants you to do. If you want to go to university, that's great. Start looking at some university requirements, start looking at some subject that you might need to take, and start looking at some places that you might actually want to go to university. A lot of the times we tend to look at the big names and we go like, oh, I really want to get there, but is the life really for you? Will you be happy at that university? This is all stuff that you guys should be finding out over the summer. If you do have the time or the opportunity at all, it's hard to come by now because of COVID, take up a summer internship. It's very valuable to gain work experience, either for your university application or just for life in general. Whatever you want to do, whatever your future plans are, maybe start investing some time into it during the summer. There's no better time. You have so much free time on your hands. Anyway, guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. If you do have any productive activities that I haven't mentioned in today's video, please leave them down in the comments below. I love reading all of your guys' suggestions and all of your guys' ideas. Anyways, without further ado, if you are new around here, I'd appreciate it so much if you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. Have a fantastic week in front of you. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, and I will see all of you guys later.